Hello everyone. In this lecture we are going to study Fourier cosine transform. What are its formula and how to solve the example based on Fourier cosine transform. So let us go to find formula for the Fourier cosine transform. For that we will consider Fourier cosine integral representation, which is given by f of x is equal to 2 upon pi integration from 0 to infinity integration from 0 to infinity f of v cos lambda v into cos lambda x dv d lambda. Now whatever highlighted terms are here with the integral sign, that is called as the Fourier cosine transform. So the Fourier cosine transform is denoted and defined as Fc lambda. So C stands for cosine. Fc lambda is equal to integration from 0 to infinity f of v cos lambda v dv. So this is formula for Fourier cosine transform. Formula for inverse Fourier cosine transform is given by or obtained by replacing this integral by Fc lambda in the Fourier cosine integral representation. So it takes the form f of x is equal to 2 upon pi integration from 0 to infinity Fc lambda cos lambda x d lambda. So these are the formulas for the Fourier cosine transform and the inverse Fourier cosine transform. Now here this coefficient 2 upon pi, we have considered it with f of x only. But if we split into two equal parts, and if we consider that two equal parts, one equal part each with fc lambda and f of x, then we will be getting these Fourier cosine transform formulae in more symmetric form, and they are Fourier cosine transform in more symmetric form is given as fc lambda is equal to square root of 2 upon pi into integration 0 to infinity f of v cos of lambda v dv. Similarly, inverse Fourier cosine transform is given by f of x is equal to square root of 2 upon pi integration from 0 to infinity fc lambda cos lambda x d lambda. So these are the formulas in more symmetric form. To use this formulae, what is the requirement? When do we use this formulae? So the requirement is, first, whatever f of x function is there, it must be an even function in the interval minus infinity to infinity. Then and only then we can obtain its Fourier cosine transform. Second thing, suppose the interval is not given minus infinity to infinity and we have been asked to find the Fourier cosine transform, then the interval must be 0 to infinity. So to find cosine transform of f of x when it is defined on the interval 0 to infinity. So whenever interval minus infinity to infinity is there, that function f of x must be an even function in that interval. And second, if suppose cosine transform is asked to find, then interval must be 0 to infinity. So these are some requirements. Now we will go to find Fourier transform for some given functions. Fourier cosine transform. So let us consider the example. Example first. Find cosine transform of f of x is equal to 1, which is for x lying in the interval 0 to 1. F of x takes the value minus 1 in the interval 1 to 2 and 0 for x greater than 2. That is, the interval is 2 to infinity. Solution. So we want to find Fourier cosine transform. So Fourier cosine transform is given by fc lambda is equal to integration from 0 to infinity f of v cos lambda v dv. Here if we use the symmetric form of the Fourier cosine transform, then also it is okay. It is up to us. Now, how the function is defined, okay, on how many intervals, according to that we will split our integration. So here three intervals are being given. So we split this integration into three integrals as, so this is the given function f of x, okay, and then we will split this integration as epsilon lambda is equal to integration from 0 to 1 f of v cos lambda v dv plus second interval is 1 to 2, so integration from 1 to 2 f of v cos lambda v dv, and third 2 to infinity, so integration from 2 to infinity f of v cos lambda v dv. Now in the interval 0 to 1 f of v is 1, in 1 to 2 it is -1, and in 2 to infinity f of v is 0. So replace the values accordingly. So epsilon lambda, it becomes integration from 0 to 1 cos lambda v dv minus integration from 1 to 2 cos of lambda v dv plus third integral, it becomes 0. Now these are the simple integrations, evaluate them. So integration of cos of lambda v with respect to v is what? Sin lambda v upon lambda. Limits are from 0 to 1. Similarly for second function integral, it is sin lambda v upon lambda. Limits are from 1 to 2. Put the upper limit, put the lower limit for both the functions and simplify the expression. It will give us epsilon lambda is equal to, put 1, so sin lambda upon lambda, sines at lower limit, that is at 0, sin 0 is 0, then minus sin 2 lambda upon lambda, minus minus plus, put v equal to 1, sin lambda upon lambda. Now these two terms are same with same sign, so there will be addition, and therefore epsilon lambda will be equal to, so epsilon lambda equal to 2 sin lambda minus sin 2 lambda upon lambda. So see, this is the representation of, or the transformation of, the given function f of x into the frequency domain. Now we will consider the next example. Find inverse cosine transform of epsilon lambda is equal to e raised to minus lambda for lambda greater than 0. Solution. So inverse Fourier cosine transform is given by the formula f of x is equal to 2 upon pi integration from 0 to infinity epsilon lambda cos of lambda x d lambda. Replace the value of epsilon lambda. So epsilon lambda given is e raised to minus lambda for lambda greater than 0. Now replace it in the above expression. So it will becomes f of x equal to 2 upon pi integration from 0 to infinity e raised to minus lambda cos lambda x d lambda. Now here use the formula of integration. So please recall it, which is integration e raised to ax cos bx dx is equal to e raised to ax divided by a square plus b square into bracket a cos bx plus b sin bx. So here our a is -1, then b is x. Okay, so we will use that formula, and hence integration is 2 upon pi e raised to minus lambda divided by a square plus b square, that is a is 1 and b is x, so 1 plus x square into a cos bx, a is -1, so minus cos lambda x, b is x, plus b sin bx, our b is x, so x into sin lambda x. Limits are from 0 to infinity. Now put the upper limit. So e raised to minus infinity is 0. Then put the lower limit. E raised to 0 is 1. 1 upon 1 plus x square minus cos 0. Cos 0 is 1 plus 0. So value of the lower limit is negative, and this minus sign, so it minus minus it become plus. So 1 divided by 1 plus x square, and therefore f of x is equal to 2 upon pi into 1 upon 1 plus x square. So which is required inverse Fourier cosine transform. I hope you have understood this. Thanks for watching this video.